Hello and welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast series. I'm your host, Hannah Kukbali, and today we are celebrating extraordinary moms who are doing great, phenomenal work with their children and their family. Well, I have the special grace of inviting a wonderful mother, Grace Alexandra, who is actually the founder of Star Children Initiative, and she'll be telling us about her journey from finding out a child has a disability, as well as accepting and also creating this wonderful platform, which is the initiative of helping all children with disability. So welcome to today's podcast.
Yeah, thank you, welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. It's such a pleasure. Could you take time just to tell the audience about yourself?
Yes, my name is Mrs. Grace Alexander. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and one of my children has a disability.
Okay.
I'm also, which is the brain behind Star Children Initiative.
Fantastic.
And I also co-found Every Woman Matters.
Brilliant.
And we are disability advocates.
Okay.
And that's who I am.
Brilliant.
And I also train as a social worker as well.
Fantastic. So you have a variety of very great, useful skills, which is amazing.
Well, I think so.
So today we are celebrating extraordinary mums, all the mums around the world, and it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about how you discovered that your child has a disability.
Yeah, he wasn't born with disability.
Yes.
It was about around 5 years old when he
Okay.
started having seizure, but that wasn't having any profound effect on him.
Yeah.
But when he was 7.5, he started having a lot of seizures,
Right.
and that actually over a very long period of time, and that had a kind of profound effect, adverse effect on his development.
Right.
Yeah.
So from the moment that you were able to now find out from the doctors that this is what it's all about, how did you feel? How was that impact on you as a person?
Yeah, as a mother.
Yeah.
As a mother, it was, I was, of course, I was sad,
I could imagine.
and I was depressed. I started having anxiety,
Wow.
and I started having panic attacks. Of course, as a mother, you'll be desperate,
That's right.
and that's how our journey started, going to hospitals. Although I was in denial initially because he wasn't born with disability,
Right.
but then for me to move forward, I need to accept that, and because when you accept whatever happens to you,
Yes.
because the unexpected happens to us as human beings.
That's right. Yes.
So, but it's a process of for you to accept whatever happens, or whatever is happening, or whatever has happened to you. So it took me years for me to actually accept the fact that my son will be living with disability.
Yes.
So, and I started thinking, what's the way forward? So the choice is in my court.
Right.
It's either I swim or I sink. But I decided that time to swim rather than sink.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that's how that extraordinary journey of raising an amazing young man who is now a star child, is actually a star man now. He's 25. And that's how my journey of a new world, exposing me to the realities of life. That's how it started.
Wow. Thank you. So I know that many parents, they face quite a lot of challenges, looking after a child with complex needs. I mean, what challenges have you had to face as a mother in this journey?
One of the things I had to face is the fact that in this country I'm a single parent, so it's really tough.
That is very difficult.
And then it's even as a parent of raising other children who are not living with disability, you are not being taught on how to raise children. So the fact that I've got children before, actually, who are not living with disability, but now this is a new experience entirely. So I felt alone, I felt isolated. And as a human being, we all have dreams. I like to do my own thing. I like to achieve. I like to work. I like to do a lot of things. So that actually knocked me for 6, and I felt sad that I couldn't be able to do what initially are many things. And from where we come from, you know, as a woman, silence is our culture.
Exactly.
We are, you know, I was keeping quiet, yes, to keep quiet, so not to say much.
That's right.
And for me, that affected me because I couldn't even tell anybody. I was in denial. Yes, I was in denial. But when you have to face the unusual,
yes,
to you, because nothing is new under the sun, and every problem is not unique because people have faced that before.
Right. Yeah.
And I started thinking, is either I embrace this or I'm not going to embrace it. So, and that's the beginning of my purpose.
Wow.
But it took me years.
Yes, to get to this stage.
Exactly, because
yes.
it's a process. It's not something that you have to say. And one of the key factors is your mind. Mind is very crucial in making decisions about how you want to move forward.
That's right, yes.
Because if you have to move forward, then moving forward will now let you be able to seek help, help you to do a SWOT analysis on who you are, as a person and who your child is as a human being.
That's right.
So that really helped.
Yes. Now, you've gone through the stages of accepting,
the
stages of being denial.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel overwhelmed sometimes?
Because, of course. Because one thing is that the fear of the unknown, and what happens today might not be what's going to happen tomorrow. And one of the things that when you're raising a child with special needs, one of the things that you find very fearful is that you start thinking, am I going to do this for life?
Wow.
Which can be overwhelming.
Yes.
What's going to happen to the child? In case anything happens to you, how are you going to cope?
That's right.
So you have all those thoughts
going through your mind.
Yes. And then you have to take it easy. And you have to find a way out.
That's right.
Because when you are sane, you'll be able to find your own coping mechanism. So there's so many coping mechanisms, but it depends on which mechanism
works best.
What's best for you.
Yeah.
So
share one or two. Of
mine naturally is naturally I'm a human being that when something happens, I don't dwell much, but I dealt much in this because you go through the process of shock.
That's right. Yes.
So depending on how you stay in a phase, so we have different phases of bereavement because I saw it as a bereavement, and where we come from, when you have a child with disability, they see it as an abomination.
Yeah. And there's
they
a stigma around it.
Exactly. They see it as a taboo.
Yeah.
So not realizing that has been internalized by me. So I need to actually diffuse that in your mind. That one, the fact is that the child is a human being, irrespective of how complex the disability is. Two, they've got capability. But over time, I started realizing this. So it's like I'm also learning. I've learned so much
in the process.
In the process that we're all unique. We are all wonderfully and fearfully created. So everybody is not the same.
Yes.
We have different characters. We have different behaviors. We have everything is so different about us, and that makes us all of us unique in our different ways. We have different learning styles.
That's right.
So even when children are their disability is not are not really visible. We are all different in different ways.
So many ways.
How do we perceive information? How do we see things? How do we, so we are all different.
Absolutely.
But people with disability, they need additional support for so many things.
That's right. Yes, indeed. You're right. So in talking about being unique, what is unique about your son?
What is unique about my son?
Yes.
Is the fact that he's very discerning in his own way. And I think I learned so much from him. Yeah. And what is very unique about him is that he understands the world around him though he might not be able to express it.
Yes.
That's one of the area of disability, but he knows more than what we think.
That one thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really special.
Special.
Yeah.
And he's able to, and what's unique about him is that before you understand things around you, or before you see things around you, he has already seen it. Yeah.
Wow.
And he has a very high sense of humor.
So tell us about Star Children Initiative. It's a very powerful one.
Yes.
Which is an organization, a charitable organization that is run in the UK as well as
Nigeria
as well. So tell us about that.
Yeah, the brain behind it obviously is my son, Professor. Yes. We call him Professor for a reason. That means he's brilliant, he's very smart.
Absolutely.
And we started with children first, but we have, as he's growing, is the one motivating me to do more, to stretch my boundaries when it comes to people that we support.
Right.
So he's 25. So when he's 19 and 20, 21, I started looking at youths.
Yes.
Not children anymore. So as I started looking at women, because from my experience, it's been 7 years now, I realized that women especially face triple whammy when it comes to living with disability.
Yes.
Even though as women we are discriminated, but we don't have the same opportunities as our men.
Yes.
Culture,
and there's so much expected from us.
Yes, culture and patriarchal society, society, and all sorts. But when you are living with disability, you face more.
Exactly.
You face more discrimination because of the stigma, because of the myths, the taboo that are associated, and being a woman. So, and that's why I take it on board that even when we are saying we are doing International Women's Day, do we celebrate these women?
Yes.
Do they celebrate us raising children? Because once you have a child with disability, you are effectively disabled in your environment. In your whether economically you can't do what you want to do as a woman. But it takes a lot of guts, courage to be able to say
and support.
Yes, because my son changed my life completely. If honestly, if they have told me that I'm going to be
a mother
of a child, I said no, I reject it in Jesus. But you know, the best thing that has happened to me is raising him as a son.
Wow.
Because it opens my eyes to the world, to see the reality of things, to appreciate things that we normally take for granted. So, and I appreciate women living with disability because our perspectives are different.
Yes.
One, I raise a child, I will tell you my experiences. Secondly, what about people living with that? Because some disability you are born with it, some you acquire.
Exactly.
So, and one of the things I appreciate about women living with disability is that they've got skills, they've got talents, they've got things that we think, you know what, because of the ableism, the concept of ableism. You know, ableism means we have a standard way of doing things.
Exactly.
This is how we have got to do things. Okay, by this thing, the child must be talking. If he's not talking, seek help.
Exactly.
Seek help, but it doesn't mean the child lacks capabilities.
That's right. And this was one of the initiatives that you did back home in Nigeria, where you did women in disability entrepreneurship. Yes.
Yes.
Tell us about that, which is really such a great initiative.
They are women who are degree holders.
Wow.
They are women. One of them has masters, and you know what? They are limitless.
And this is just beyond all limits.
All limits. And you know, and one thing is that the need for a woman to be a woman of vision, a change agent, you must be earning income.
Absolutely.
And one of the things is that when they mention that about abuse, women living with disabilities, because one, they think they're asexual.
Exactly.
Then two, they think, you know what, they should be hiding. They should not be visible. They are a beautiful woman should not be walking somehow. Should not be.
Should not have a voice.
Should not have a voice. So they are voiceless. And I realize that these women, they went out, if after achieving, you know, and for you to go to a university in Nigeria, I doff my hat for them.
Yeah.
I really, really doff my hat for what they've been able to achieve. A blind woman, for our cake, for the celebration of International Women in Nigeria this year, which was sponsored by Zenith Bank, the cake was made by a blind woman.
Wow, that is incredible.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And the decoration of the place was done by somebody who is deaf.
Now these are the stories that we want to shine light
and we
on.
patronize them. Some people, somebody living with spinal bifida who has a shop selling provisions, supplied out the drinks, the water.
Now, if this is not motivation, I'm not sure what is.
Exactly. So we need to patronize them.
Absolutely.
So it's about encouraging them. And we had a calendar, which was, I forgot it, I should have. We had a calendar which we used to raise money for them, because they are not promoting inclusive financial services. Because when you go to a bank as a woman, and you say, oh, you want to borrow money, what are the services? The first thing they start looking will be, what is she talking?
Right.
Who are your, a kind of dismissing look.
Value,
They don't, they reckon with them.
Yes.
So part of it is to raise money for them, to give them, and we were able to do that. So during my son's birthday celebration, I was able to raise some money, which I distributed to each of those entrepreneurs to add to their business.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And in Nigeria, we raised it, and the First Lady of Ogun State was there.
Fantastic.
And
I know that you also help them with computer literacy.
Yes, computer literacy. We did trainings, for women.
Laptops,
yes, we gave them laptops, second-hand laptops. We're not able to get enough money to raise whatever. We trained 40, and that's been really, really, really fantastic. And the feedback I was getting. And part of it is that we have a very strong women's group in Nigeria as well, and here as well, which they are like our ambassadors, and they are doing fantastic. Brilliant. And you know what they did? They were the one that did the event. I coordinated it, but they were the one with it. Yes, they did. They talk about entrepreneurship, they talk about sexual reproductive rights, and we have different clusters of disabilities, like people from the dwarf community, deaf community, blind community, spinal bifida, people that has polio, people that are various people.
Yes.
So it's about a representation of every cluster of disability.
Talking about cluster, how can people actually get involved with this initiative? Because it sounds like a really, really good one.
How do you mean?
So in terms of sponsoring,
they can get in touch. They can get
volunteering.
Yes, they can. Yes, we have volunteers.
Fantastic.
In Nigeria, we have volunteers, and part of it is that they write report. And these are people that are bold, they are savvy, and they encourage me. And one of the things is that, do you realize that I'm also learning from them? Absolutely. So it's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
So I'm also learning from them, and we have every Sunday we do hot seats.
Yes.
Where each one will come on hot seat and we start asking questions.
Brilliant.
And part of it is that we are a community that is really strong.
Brilliant, fantastic. So do you have an email address or maybe a website that people can actually
yes, we have email address, startchildreninitiative@gmail.com. Then our website, which they need to upgrade as well, is www.startchildreninitiative.org.
Fantastic. So you heard it here first. If you want to get in touch with Star Children Initiative, you want to donate or even sponsor or even volunteer for them, please do get in touch, because Grace Alexandra, she is doing something very powerful. She is the voice for disability and for children as well. So moving on, what progress do you think your son has made?
He's making
from when he was young to now that he's now 25.
He's more, he's easier.
Okay.
Yeah, I teach him, naturally I teach him to be bold. I tell him off. So disability is not limited. It's not limited to not actually treating them appropriately. Yes. Yeah. And one of the things people should is just to be not to be too overprotective. Let them take that risk.
Yes.
Let them take that risk. It's not about all the time showering your protecting them or infertilize them. That is infertilize, treating them like a child. So if
but maybe putting some formal
let
boundaries
them,
in place.
Yes, put a boundary in place.
Suitable enough for that young person.
But even when you are putting the boundary in place, or
with
you are
care,
communicating with them, take into cognizance their limitations and their differences.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's not that being overprotective.
Absolutely.
So I would say my son is very confident. He will tell you if he doesn't want something. He's very opinionated, which I like. People say he looks like he takes after me in that way. I thank God for that. And I want to mention something is that for you to be able to embrace any form of anything that is unexpected, my faith has really helped me. I don't want to say that. I don't want to ignore that. I want to really emphasize that. It's about, I'm a Christian, unapologetically, and that really helps me to actually be able to move on.
Okay, share that with us.
Yes, in the sense that when I read in the book of Genesis 1:34, 14, that says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That was when I started
to believe
that, you know what, you are an image of God. God has created you in his image. You are beautiful, you are unique, and as I said, that changed
your perception of
my perception of the whole disability thing.
Right.
I believe we don't have it all. We are all disabled in every area of our life. It's only that the society constructs what disability is. So, but we should not take that. And one of the things is that we should guide our mind.
Yes.
Because out of the mind, the issues of life come. So, if you think something is difficult, if you perceive it in your mind that something is difficult, then it will be difficult. But if you think, you know what, this cup will pass, and your hope, and you know, faith is very essential.
Absolutely.
In our daily living. If you don't have faith, then because faith is something you can't see,
but it's hoped for.
You are hopeful about it. Faith gives you hope, and each time, the fact that I rely on God helps me. It's a journey which I cannot.
Absolutely.
It's something. There are times when you don't even your back is not against the wall. There is this valley you can't cross. There is this desert you can't even get water. But you can't be saying that. But for you need to be sane to be able to take a decision that will impact on your sanity. Impact on your well-being, and impact on that child. Because don't think because they have disability they cannot feel what you feel.
That's right.
And when you feel right, when you feel happy, it affects their own work positively, and you see them flourishing and striving.
That's right, indeed.
And that has really helped me.
So talking about your son, what sort of treatments or therapies do you feel has been successful in helping him to have a sort of well-balanced?
It starts from home, actually. It's not about that. You seek attention.
Right.
You seek support from physiotherapists, educational support, the professionals. But at the same time, you need to pray. Because everything depends on funding. And you have to pray that, you know, Father, let the person that is coming to see my son be somebody that will listen to me, somebody that will support me, somebody that will help me. So it's not like you are getting anxious about, oh, this woman, I don't know what you understand, because they keep on changing the system. They keep on changing so many things, and you need somebody. This support system, they are very crucial to your son's needs.
Right.
So you cannot be negligent, and you cannot be ignorant. I'm not ignorant, and I'm not negligent, and I will not allow the support people. You know, you have to have a support system in the teacher.
Indeed,
yes, people that will, a good network, people that will open your eyes to some few things, people that will listen to you, people that you can call, even the doctors, the consultants, you know, you call them. So you can't do anything in isolation. So you need some good friends that you can connect with. You can go out together with. You need to live your life. So your life should not be all around your child and be protective and not going out. And you know, it can be so overwhelming. Think about yourself. Think about your own overall well-being. Take control of your life. Be happy and let God or your faith be the source of your joy. And that's how I've been able to. There are times that one will cry. There are times that
absolutely.
You will not weigh, you don't know the way out. But God will just make a way. Honestly, He will just make a way. And you know, each time I just sing, I just say, you know, your name is a strong tower. So you be the all power. I'm saying this as a Christian, and I'm just saying, sharing my own experiences, how my faith in God has really helped me. I'm not preaching to anybody.
Absolutely, you're sharing your own experience.
My own experience, and you know what? God has been faithful.
Fantastic. So on that note, just wanted to know, how would you actually encourage another mother who perhaps have been told their child has a disability, and that would be something that would, you know, be an ongoing thing? How would you actually encourage another mother?
What I'll do in that case is to be real about the reality of things. Absolutely. I'm not going to pretend. It's challenging because
you're living it, and you
it's really, really challenging. So I'm not going to say, oh, don't worry, God will, whatever, you know, trying to be religious about it. No. But it's about you accepting. Because I realized that once I've accepted my son's disability, I started having peace. And I started having a sense of gratitude to God. Because it could have been worse.
That's right,
And for me, that sense of gratitude makes it worthwhile for me. That sense of gratitude. Just be grateful, because it could have been anything. It could have been, people are going through worse things. And it's about the fact that find people that will support you. Network with parents that have gone through the same experience like you. Support group. It's that peer support group is key.
Do you believe people need to speak up more? Because
sometimes they need to speak.
This is looked upon in different cultures as a stigma in a way. So
this is 21st century.
Exactly.
So don't even hide your child. I'm proud of my son.
Which is amazing. And it's really good to hear.
Yes, I'm really proud of him. I show him off. And you have to connect with other parents. You have to seek that help. You have to speak that help. And whatever help you are seeking, I normally cover it with prayer as a Christian. That, you know what, Father, as I'm looking for this help, let me find it. Let me feel it. Touch the heart of that person that is coming here. And that releases a lot of pressure or a lot of anxiety. As for parents, even whether you are a parent of disability or not, you are anxious. Oh, they've gone to school. Hey, he's a teenager now. I don't know where. You need prayer because your eyes cannot be everywhere.
Everywhere, that's true.
You need that prayer. So that has really helped me. And it's about how do I move on with this. But acceptance is key. If you don't accept and start thinking about what you've lost or what your child is not doing, you are not doing yourself the best thing for your child. Don't count on what she or he, the child, cannot do. Or, okay, she's not speaking, and so what? And she's not whatever, she's not working the way her mates are working, and so what? Then how can you help him to be the best, to bring out the potential that he has? That support, that strength. So focus on more strength. Focus on that child's strength rather than the weaknesses or the deficits or what he cannot do. But because the reality is that he might not be able to do it. But with a lot of progress, he may be able to. Exactly. Absolutely. So just put your faith and be hopeful. But be realistic in your mind. What is achievable and what is not achievable. So it's not about saying, you know what, Father, I reject. No, it's not about playing religion. You need to seek. You need to go out. Exactly. Create a support system. That has really helped me in all the professionals that are working with your child. And if you are not sure or you feel they are not listening to you, seek a second opinion. You have the right.
Is there support out there, sort of like to help, you know, mothers and fathers and parents in terms of
they can call us. No, in the financial, okay, for instance, it's your social worker. It depends on how close you are with your social worker. Not be as friends,
of course,
but
professional.
Ask questions. And most importantly, look for parents that have gone through that situation.
It really helps.
And that helps. What's going on?
Exactly.
Because not every information you can hear.
That's right.
And that parent can say, this is what I've done, this is how in your borough, this in my borough, this is what
is available.
These are what are available for
yes,
me,
yeah.
and then you can tap into all those things that are available that will help you. But being in denial is not helping.
It's not helping. So
going to night vigil 24/7 without taking that practical steps, it's not going to work.
Right. Okay.
So it's God that watches.
I could be with you all day listening to you. You're just an amazing person.
Thank you.
So lastly, what is next for you?
I want to write a book.
Oh, fantastic. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, but one thing is I don't want to procrastinate. I think I've been procrastinating about it for God knows how many years.
Now that you've told us on this platform,
yes,
and this is all about birthing your vision.
Yes.
We'll definitely
I've embraced my purpose.
Good.
And I have embraced my passion.
Fantastic.
I've discovered my passion.
Brilliant.
Just like all women's network. And I know that you embrace every woman.
Every woman.
We know that every woman matters.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing that that's tally with what we do also.
Good.
And I'm going to write a book. I'm going to record it and transfer. Somebody will transfer that will, because I have a lot going on.
Exactly.
With every woman matters, with star children, with raising a child, my son, and people have been looking forward to it. And this year I'm concentrating on that, and definitely I'll be here to share the book with us, definitely.
And so you've
been encouraging me to write a book.
Absolutely.
And I know the
you
book
have a lot to share.
Yes, I have a lot to share. I've already know the title. I'm going to keep it in the cooler.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's so many things that is going to cut across everybody who is going through one thing or the other. Not necessary. Because it's how you've been an overcomer.
Absolutely.
That what matters.
In all areas of life.
Absolutely. So,
and
how there's some strategies you can adapt.
Exactly.
That can help you to be a sane woman.
Yes.
To be able to be the best you can be. To fulfill your, despite, against all odds.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you've heard it here first. Miss Grace Alexandra, she will be looking into releasing a book very soon. Very.
And, you are not resting my case.
She will not be procrastinating anymore.
I'm not going to procrastinate about it anymore.
Because I'm going to be on her case, definitely. Yes. So thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing all these amazing tips and also your journey, your story from, the process of accepting, being in denial, being overwhelmed, but, really now accepting and creating an organization to support and be an advocate.
It's a form of release.
Absolutely.
That organization is a form of release, and then you are not concentrating on whatever. You are not alone. You are meeting other people, and you are sharing your own experiences with other parents, with other people living with this, or people going through a lot of issues, and they can take some. The essence of life is to support one another, to help one another.
Brilliant. So thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Please be in touch, and if you want to be featured on the show, just send us an email or womensnetwork@gmail.com. I'm your host, Hannah Kupuli. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and have a good day.
You
and
too.
Happy Mother's
Day. Absolutely. So to all the wonderful mothers out there,
honestly, we celebrate them.
Mother's Day. Do you have a special message to share with them? All the mothers out
every mothers. I'm saying every mother. I'm wishing you all the best. That's this many happy returns of witnessing so many Happy Mother's Day, and especially parents or women rather raising children just like me. I salute your courage. I adore you. I swallow with you, and I say God will bless you.
Amen.
That your labor will not be in vain. And I say Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Thank you. So to all our wonderful mothers, all the viewers who are mothers in one capacity or the other, I wish you Happy Mother's Day. Stay blessed. Birth your vision continues. See you on the next episode.